Earth-48 is the home of the Forerunners, a race specifically bred to become protectors of the multiverse and soldiers in the eternal war against Darkseid. This world's rapid evolution has resulted in a planet where everyone and everything, from trees to animals to bacteria, are super beings, as well as a hyper-accelerated society where everything is a catastrophically significant crisis event ruled over by the royal family of Warworld. The royal family is as powerful as stars, with the energy of atoms, and with this power, they protect and defend the multiverse. They have extremely advanced flying weapons, high-powered tanks, massive libraries, flying cars, fighting robots, murderous interdimensional mimicking AIs, and more. Welcome to DCNES, and today let's see Earth-48 and meet the super family of the Forerunners. Earth-48 is the world of the Forerunners, a sub-race of super-powered aliens that came into being more than many generations ago. The Forerunners planet is called Warworld, but eons ago, this planet is actually an alternate version of our Earth. This Earth was ravaged by years of many destructive wars. Humans fought each other and eventually their neighboring planets. The preceding destruction of life on Earth rendered it uninhabitable, which then brought about the creation of the Planetary Combat Treaty with the help of the Monitors. They all recognized that what happened to Earth should be a warning for all the other 9 houses if they don't stop fighting. So the Council of the 9 Houses, planets and dwarf planets of the Sol system, decided that all conflicts between worlds will be decided on the surface of Earth so as not to harm their individual planet civilizations. Whenever one world had a dispute with another, rather than risk the destruction of their home worlds, they sent chosen warriors or armies to Warworld to settle their differences. Following the resolution of such a dispute, the stout warriors would return to their respective worlds, leaving their dead and dying behind. These weakened survivors were ignored, and many presumed that they died on the battlefields soon after. However, the truth is, these warriors lived on, carving out a society for themselves beneath the blasted ruins of the planet. These survivors came from all 9 planetary houses, and they began to mate with one another. In a span of a few generations after, a new, more powerful race was born from the 9 intermingling bloodlines, and they are called the Forerunners. The Forerunners developed certain physiological traits inherited from their alien ancestors. For example, aside from outstanding speed and durability, they developed low-range telepathy and the ability to camouflage themselves due to their Martian forebears. This new race was hidden and protected by the Monitors for centuries, not knowing that they were intentionally made to become their personal warriors. Soon, the 9 houses discovered and realized the power of the Forerunners and decided that the Forerunners were a threat that had to be eliminated. The armies of the 9 houses combined their major forces and attacked the Forerunners. The 9 planets never stood a chance. Only 100 Forerunners remained, but they have killed all the invaders, with only 9 invaders spared to deliver a final warning. The Monitors intervened and formed a pact with the 9 houses. The Monitors would keep the Forerunners from moving against the 9 houses. For their own purposes, the Monitors would appoint one Forerunner as their instrument of righteous death, whom they called a Harbinger. Soon, the Monitors began choosing Forerunners as their personal assassins whenever the need required it. One of the most prominent of these Forerunners was Viza'Aziv, a young warrior who grew up defending her people against Mercurian hunting parties. So now, let's meet the Forerunners. Viza'Aziv is a member of a genetically engineered race of warriors tasked with serving the Monitors and was assigned by a Monitor to kill anomalous beings inhabiting the multiverse. She was trained from her younger years to become a strong fighter. They would use the Gravelins, scavenging animals of their world, as training tools. Many years after the war with the 9 houses, the Thought Mother informed a young Forerunner named Viza'Aziv that a Mercurian invasion fleet was coming to Warworld. Mercurians, in particular, despised the Forerunners and often sent their elite warriors on hunting parties to capture them. It was their intent to mate with Forerunner females in order to breed the ultimate warrior. Viza'Aziv, one of the more highly decorated Forerunners, viciously fought the Mercurians, easily defeating them. It marked her 400th successful kill against Mercurian aggressors. Moments after the battle, a monitor descended down from the sky and introduced himself to Viza. He told her of a pact he once made with the Forerunners, which stipulated that in exchange for freeing them from the persecution of the Nine Houses, a chosen one would one day serve as the Monitor's instrument of righteous death. Viza is then chosen by the Monitors as their first soldier to fight illegal inter-universal travelers. Viza'Aziv has superhuman speed that she can appear as a blur to the naked eye. She can quickly overpower both Donna Troy and Red Hood without giving them time to react. She has superhuman agility, reflexes, and hand-to-hand combat abilities. She is proficient in a style of fighting unique to the Forerunner race known as JJ Boone. She has superhuman strength that can easily defeat versions of Wonder Woman. She has mild telepathic abilities primarily used to communicate with the Thought Mother and are derived from the mixed Martian blood in her genetic line. Viza also has certain form of invisibility that she is able to warp light around her body, allowing her to blend in with her immediate surroundings, also inherited from the Martian genes. She also has superhuman durability that can withstand many forms of physical injury and energy attacks. She also employs a supply of small throwing darts for offensive attacks and gloves with clawed fingertips. Her actual hands don't have claws, but she wears the gloves almost all the time. Despite her many strengths, the Monitors installed a breeding failsafe into the Forerunner's DNA, preventing her from attacking a Monitor from any reality. In the post-crisis era of DC and shortly after the recreation of the Multiverse, a hard-headed Monitor sent his Forerunners to the dimensional reality of New Earth to sanction two alleged reality jumpers, Jason Todd and Donna Troy. Forerunner Viza'Aziv ambushed both of them at the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Although she easily took down Jason Todd, Donna Troy proved to be a match for her. In the heart of the battle, however, a Monitor appeared and prevented her from finishing the two heroes off. He then teleported Donna Troy and Jason Todd to safety. Having failed to kill her intended targets, Viza'Aziv felt she had brought dishonor to her people and deserved to be exiled. She tore away the braid of her hair that represented her physical link to the Monitors and was completely cut off from them. Monarch witnessed Forerunners' ordeals and took her under his wing, offering the chance for redemption. He told her that the Monitors saw her as a threat to them, and that is why she was abandoned. Monarch brought Forerunner to the bleed and asked her to train his followers in the Forerunner style of fighting. He gave her the rank of general in his personal army. Since then, she has followed Monarch from world to world, recruiting combatants for Monarch's arena. While Viza'Aziv was working off-planet, the villain known as Dark Angel and a legion of shadow demons invaded Earth 48 dimension, laying waste to Warworld. Monarch learned of this and told Viza, who swore to kill Dark Angel and avenge her people. Viza learned that the Monitors set out to kill the Forerunners as they also saw them as threats. Viza is then sent by Monarch to recruit the Justice League Axis of Earth 10 and easily overpowered the Super Nazis. She then attempted to recruit the League of Shamans or the Conjurers of Earth 33. On Earth 33, in her endeavor to fight the Conjurers, Viza was defeated by the superpowered beings of Earth 33 and captured by the said team, who were forewarned by Dark Angel, who disguised herself as Oracle. Viza escaped from her captivity and struck Dark Angel. However, Dark Angel escapes despite losing from the Conjurers. When Monarch arrives, Viza rebukes his attempts to gather new recruits. When they return to the bleed, Monarch attacks Viza'Aziv for questioning his authority. She attacks him but realizes that damaging Monarch's suit would unleash a catastrophic explosion and she relents. Meanwhile, Batman of Earth 10 invites her to dinner, but Visa warned him that she can castrate him in public. Monarch informs Visa that the arena tournament was about to begin and that he doesn't need her services any longer. He teleports her to an unknown region of space. Viza'Aziv is then rescued by a passing freight ship, which is attacked by pirates. Visa boards the pirate ship, kills the captain, and evicts all unnecessary crew members. The ship was then attacked by a Thanagarian fleet. The flagship, seeking the ship's original captain, demands her surrender. In response, Visa challenged their leader, Golden Eagle, to a single combat. Visa invokes the law of choice, a custom on her homeworld, empowering the victor to take any prize they desire. After defeating Eagle and his troops, Visa takes him as her prize. He initially became an unwilling sex slave. The ship then reaches the source wall, which has a gaping hole at its center. The crew soon encountered an Earth space shuttle with a young boy in cryogenic stasis, whom they bring aboard. Visa commands the crew to pass through the wall, where they see Monarch's forces battling the Monitors. Visa found the Monitor's base, then attacked the Monitor named Solomon. Superman Prime arrived and brutally bested her. Solomon tricked Superman Prime into fighting Monarch. This gave Visa the chance to attack Solomon, but again to no avail. Before Solomon can finish her, Darkseid appears and convinces Solomon to join him on Apocalypse. After returning to the ship, Viza'Aziv was told that passing through the source wall depleted the ship's energy reserves and that they only have 48 hours of power and oxygen left. The ship ends up trapped in no space, and the crew were contacted by a sentient planet of the Matryoshka homeworld who offers them the fuel they need but must escort a young planet across the sector in exchange of the fuel. During the trip, they are attacked, and at the young planet's request, Visa placed a drop of her blood onto its land, allowing it to create antibodies from her DNA to counter the attack of the Chashans. When their task is completed, it is revealed that the young planet will soon make a new race of Forerunners from Visa's blood. Visa then decided to stay with the planet and become the new race's thought mother. She started the new generation of Forerunners, and because the young planet is from Matryoshka, the evolution of life on this planet will move at an accelerated rate. From the blood of Viza'Aziv, and after many evolutions later, the Forerunners became even more powerful. The infant planet that accelerated its growth was renamed War World and is led by a monarchy with Tashana, aka Lady Quark, as its head. Lady Quark is a metahuman with the ability to absorb and emit nuclear energies. She can direct these energies as percussive forces from her body. Lady Quark can release the nuclear energy that runs through her body from her hands in powerful plasma blasts capable of great destructive force. She can generate her own inborn nuclear powers at will. Her powers allow her to fly and travel through space. Fire cannot harm her, and she can survive in space without food or air. If her unexplained reappearance is taken as is, it may be assumed she can regenerate herself even from seeming death. Lady Quark possesses enhanced levels of durability and strength. She can survive falls from great heights, blows from super strong foes, and energy blasts. However, she can still be affected by stronger opponents who can still injure her. With such nuclear power flowing through her, Lady Quark's physical stats are amped to levels impressive enough to fight even against DC's heavy hitters. Lady Quark's power limitations are unknown, but she can appear to generate tremendous amounts of energy and requires little or no rest afterwards. It has been hinted that, but not confirmed, that she has the ability to completely regenerate herself from pure nuclear energy. And yes, she is full of rage. Actually, Lady Quark first appeared during the Crisis on Infinite Earth saga of DC in 1985, and she was a resident of Earth 6, where the American Revolutionary War was not won by the 13 colonies, and where technology has become more advanced than in Earth 1. Lady Quark, her husband Karak, aka Lord Volt, and her daughter Liana, aka Princess Fern, made up the royal family that rules Earth 6. While Lord Volt and Princess Fern are both killed when Earth 6 was destroyed during the crisis, Lady Quark was saved at the last minute by Pariah, an interdimensional traveler. Lady Quark helped most of the multiverse's surviving heroes, and they journeyed to the dawn of time to battle the Anti-Monitor. After the crisis is over, Lady Quark resettled on Earth with Pariah and the Harbinger, where they and Superman were attacked by a villain similar to her husband, Lord Volt. She ended up killing him. Missing her husband, Lady Quark approaches Will Payton with the idea of having him become her consort in life, but Payton rejects her advances. Realizing that no one on Earth can be adequate enough to become her partner, she went to other planets and met Dagon Ra. She saw how impressive Dagon Ra was, however, when she discovered his evil plans, she was already trapped. That is until Vril Dox and his team attacked Dagon Ra, which somehow freed her. Lady Quark was eventually recruited by Vril Dox to become a member of the peacekeeping force Legion. With the Legionnaires, she helped in fighting the Triarch. Working with the Green Lanterns and Dark Stars, she also fought Lord Da'alon. During her stay with the team, an alternate timeline presented itself when Dox captured the time traveler Wave Rider. Wave Rider showed the future of the Legion, where Vril Dox and Lady Quark rules over 80 worlds and have become tyrants. Quark and Dox then merged into a powerful, murderous dictator. At some point, she was also possessed by Eclipso. Lady Quark was apparently killed after a parasitic shapeshifter absorbed her memories and powers. The shapeshifter replaced her in Legion and attacked her teammates, but later died. 11 years later, the real Lady Quark returned alive and well without explanation and hiding in Space Sector 1729. She was then captured by Sinestro at Alexander Luthor Jr.'s request. She was imprisoned on Luthor's tower. Its purpose was to bring the core Earths of the multiverse back into existence. During the Infinite Crisis saga, Lady Quark joined Power Girl, Martian Manhunter, the Ray, and other heroes in confronting Alexander Luthor, who used his abilities to mix and match varying realities, but his efforts to create a perfect reality all ended in failure. She then joined Superman and many other flying heroes in chasing Superboy Prime, who was going to Oa to destroy the universe. During the Convergence crossover story arc, Lady Quark was made to fight Supergirl Matrix from the Pocket Universe as commanded by Telos. But Lady Quark first ended up fighting Lord Volt because of their loveless marriage. Nevertheless, Supergirl Matrix first used her telekinesis to bind Lady Quark and throw her somewhere far. Of course, Lady Quark retorted with brutal force. However, Lady Quark soon realized that to get out of Telos' sphere, they must find Ambush Bug. Thus, a truce was placed. Lady Quark detected Ambush Bug's energy signature to find him. For some reason, they still ended up fighting. The post-Flashpoint Convergence miniseries Supergirl Matrix establishes that Lord Volt and Lady Quark are in a loveless arranged marriage set by their parents, and implies that Quark is a lesbian and that Lord Volt is gay, as perceived by Supergirl. In pre-Flashpoint continuity, however, Quark showed genuine affection for Volt, swearing to avenge him when facing the Anti-Monitor, and sexual attraction to men, making advances towards Starman after her husband's death. In the New 52 era of DC, Lady Quark and her family became monarch again and was placed in the future timeline of Viza'Aziv, which is in Earth 48. There is no information if she is a descendant of Viza'Aziv or if she was placed there by the Monitors. At some point, she was held captive by Argus under Amanda Waller's command, possibly to be used as a weapon later, until she was freed by Vibe and Dale Gunn. Lady Quark and Lord Volt of Earth 48 were among the first heroes assembled in the House of Heroes when Thunderer called for help through the multiverse. It seems she has more knowledge about this situation than her husband, as she was capable to identify the Atomic Batman as an archetype of the detective. In the aftershock of the rebirth of the multiverse, she joined an interdimensional team of villains called Injustice Incarnate, to ensure that the worlds of the multiverse would remain separate, hoping that it may reduce the chance of another crisis occurring. Omega Lantern gathered all of them under the command of Darkseid, who made a deal to all of these supervillains that their universe will be exempted from future multiversal crises. In the dawn of DC era, the monarch of Earth-48 has become as powerful as the stars and possessed the energy of the atoms. Lady Quark and her family have become the protector and defender of the multiverse. Anyone traveling in different Earths is considered a multiversal criminal and a potential crisis. Lady Quark is very much aware of the first crisis and of her previous Earth being destroyed, which could mean that she is not a descendant of Viza'Aziv, but rather placed cosmically in Earth-48, now considered strongest of worlds. It is stated that she can destroy worlds if needed to avoid another crisis. In this new Earth-48, the royal family resides in the city palace called Tower Gloriosa, and she commands the champions of Warworld and the armies of Brother Eye. Despite her immense power and strength, she is a loving mother and wife, and still showed restraint and did not kill Prime Earth Harley Quinn, who has become a multiversal threat. Now, let's meet the king consort of Earth-48, Quark, aka Lord Volt. Like Lady Quark, Lord Volt originally came from Earth-6 during the pre-crisis era of DC. On Earth-6, the United States lost the Revolutionary War. Lady Quark and Lord Volt ruled America as a superpowered monarchy. Earth-6 was seen as a highly advanced society that Pariah saw it as a cosmic anomaly, as its residence has no duplicates to other Earths. During the Crisis on Infinite Earth saga, Lord Volt first thought that the antimatter wave was an attack brought by Pariah. He tried to touch Pariah, but his power backfired. He tried in vain to save his daughter, Princess Fern, from the antimatter wave, and was killed. Earth-6 was subsequently destroyed, and only Lady Quark was the only reality's sole survivor. Lord Volt's powers is mainly electrokinesis and electroblasts, much like the power of Magneto of the X-Men. He even has his white hair like Magneto. This power allows him to fly and have a certain level of durability. However, he is not as strong as Lady Quark, as he was easily taken down with one punch by Supergirl Matrix. During the Convergence story arc, it is implied that Quark is actually gay based on Supergirl Matrix's observation. According to Lady Quark, Quark is overly theatrical. Lord Volt and Lady Quark are in an arranged marriage set by their parents, which explains their constant bickering. Sometimes their bickering becomes an actual fight. Fast forward to the New 52 era and Multiversity story arc, Lord Volt and Lady Quark are now representatives of Earth-48 and were summoned to the Hall of Heroes together with other heroes from different Earths to face a multiversal threat. He joined many other heroes in fighting the Gentry. In Earth-48, he stood as the loving husband of Lady Quark and father to Liana, and they lived in Tower Gloriosa. Lord Volt is also Lady Quark's main partner on all of her scientific and technological experiments. He commands the champions and squadrons of the War World. Their squadrons ride gargantuan-sized Dalmatians. Liana, also known as Princess Fern, is the daughter of Lady Quark and Lord Volt, and she has her own giant Dalmatian. She possesses the power of nature and plants similar to powers of Swamp Thing, and she commands the highly advanced and powerful Electropolis army. She is also originally from Earth-6, a highly advanced world with flying cars and very organized government systems. However, she died during the Crisis on Infinite Earth saga. During the Convergence story arc, the monarchy of Earth-6 was revived and the city of Electropolis as well. The city of Electropolis has very sophisticated weapons and well-trained soldiers. Liana was made to fight Green Lantern Kyle Rayner of New Earth. However, she went to Metropolis to make her first attack. She managed to hit Kyle Rayner, but this only angered Parallax, Green Lantern Hal Jordan of New Earth. Parallax retorted and was illustrated to be more powerful than her army despite their heavy-hitting tanks. Parallax then attacked her tank and was extremely wounded. Liana would soon make a desperate attack against Parallax, but this too is ineffective against him. Because of the preemptive strike of Liana against Metropolis, Parallax went to Electropolis and started to destroy the city. Electropolis was not entirely defenseless against Parallax, as they have many technological advantages as compared to New Earth. Despite that, Parallax still managed to slaughter the people of Electropolis, justifying that Telos commands him to destroy their world. Liana and her army didn't know this and went on attacking Metropolis. She faced Kyle Rayner, who explained to her that Parallax is already obliterating her city. Kyle Rayner then went to Electropolis and tried to talk Parallax out of it. This then gave the chance for the high-voltage weapons of Electropolis to weaken Parallax. Somehow, it did make him lose focus, but it wasn't enough. Meanwhile, Liana continued to obliterate Metropolis. Kyle Rayner went to Liana and tried to stop her, but her plant powers seemed very adequate in fighting off Kyle's shield. Moments after, Telos announced that Electropolis lost, and Liana and her army disappeared. Fast forward to the dawn of DC era, Liana and her parents were revived and are now the monarchs of Earth-48. She is portrayed to be younger but highly intelligent and athletic. Her giant Dalmatian's name is Bezos. She is also portrayed to be a very kind and friendly princess. Like her mother, Liana is also feisty, patriotic, and stubborn. She is also skillful with swords as she can swing it while riding her Dalmatian. Liana is also intelligent as she can operate the scanners to be used on the infected Brother's Eye. Brother's Eye is the main robotic army of Earth-48 and is based on OMAC cyborgs of Prime Earth. They are the primary gophers of Lady Quark, especially with capturing individuals who are causing interdimensional threats. They can travel and bring anyone to different universes. They can review and recreate an important scenario in a prismatic simulation chamber for scientific observations. They can also generate a fully functional AI body. They can also create observational prisons that read the minds of the prisoners. They can also mimic different personalities. However, somehow the Brother's Eye were somewhat infected or corrupted by a nanovirus and started attacking everyone. Soon, the infection has gotten to all the squadrons of War World and attacked Lady Quark and Lord Volt. Right after that, Lady Quark and Lord Volt were also infected. They converted Harley Quinn students into versions of Brother's Eye and soon invaded Prime Earth. Bud and Lou, the two pet hyenas of Prime Earth Harley Quinn, are actually and secretly servants of the all-powerful monarchy of War World. Bud and Lou are fully articulate multiversal anthropomorphic hyena forms. They were sent to Harley Quinn by Lady Quark to warn her of the threats she was creating by traveling to different Earths. Bud and Lou can project light beams from their mouths. When Harley borrowed Flash's cosmic treadmill, Bud and Lou accompanied Harley to ensure that she goes to the right universe. They also help Liana and Harley in fighting off the Brother's Eye invasion. They can surely fight using their plasma bazookas. Next is HarleyEXE. When Lady Quark realized that the multiversal jumping of Prime Earth Harley Quinn through her traumas was becoming a threat for various Earths, as Harley is becoming a crisis in one person but was unable to replicate it, she knew she had to determine how to mimic her thought patterns, her intelligence, her choices, so she could wield her multiverse-breaking terrors into a weapon. Thus, she called on the Brother Eyes to generate an artificial intelligence version of Harley Quinn. They were successful. She was called HarleyEXE, and she can easily travel into any universe in a blink of an eye. However, since the Brother Eyes that made her at the time were already infiltrated by a nanovirus, this HarleyEXE was made to kill all the versions of Harley Quinn. Her first victim was the Vampire Slayer version of Harley in Earth-43. She can also travel through and live inside electronic gadgets. Her next stop is to kill Primary Earth Harley. She even pretended to be Harley Quinn as a professor in the community college she worked and helped Brother Eyes capture Harley's students. Starman was one of the fighters in Monarch's multiversal arena and possesses the superhuman fighting abilities that all Forerunners possess, and he is able to belch out cosmic energy. He is very aggressive that he tried to kill Monarch. One of the brutal Forerunners, Starman, was kidnapped from the Black Planet by Monarch together with other multiversal heroes and forced to compete in his arena against the Starman of Earth-17 and Starwoman of Earth-7. He killed the Starman of Earth-17 in cold blood using his cosmic belching, but when he went to tackle Starwoman, she attempted to hit him with her red star rod and accidentally burned his head off. Starwoman of Earth-7 won the battle and will then fight the Monitors. Of course, also present in the universe of Earth-48 are the different races of other planets such as the Martians, with its representative General John Johns, the Mercurians, and one of its leaders, Minister Alec, the Venusians, the Saturnarians with Gem, son of Saturn, the Jupiterians, and these two unknown races. So there goes Earth-48. What do you think of the royal family of the Forerunners? Do you think they have enough power to protect the multiverse? Do you want more stories about them? Personally, I'd like to get more stories on how they connected Lady Quark to Viza'Aziv. Is she like a great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter? Also, I wish there was more info about Antarctic Monkey, Kid Vicious, and Danger Dog. And who are these? If you know them, please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.